My husband said he needed a break from technology to focus on his mental health. He deleted his socials, turned off his phone, meditated every morning. I thought he was healing. Then I got a DM from a stranger, "Just so you know, he's been messaging me on a secret account." She sent screenshots. He'd been using my maiden name as his username. When he came home from his digital detox, I had every screenshot printed and taped to the walls. He walked in and said, "What's all this?" I said, "A manifestation board. Of the divorce you deserve." I married Evan because I thought he was different. We met in Asheville, North Carolina. I was 28. He was 31. I was trying to get my graphic design work off the ground, doing side jobs and working at a little shop downtown to stay afloat. He walked in one day, looking for a diffuser, and stayed talking to me for over an hour. He was calm, sweet, and talked about energy and peace like they were real things, not just words. He wasn't fake spiritual. Or maybe he was and I didn't see it then. He asked me out a few days later. Our first date was a hike. No bars. No clubs. Just walking through trees, sitting by a river, sharing stories. He listened more than he talked. He remembered things. My favorite color, the exact way I took my coffee. All the little stuff. It felt real. We moved fast. Moved in after 6 months. Married 2 years later. Our wedding was on a mountaintop. Barefoot vows, a plant-based menu, handmade everything. He cried so hard during his vows, I thought he might pass out. Everyone said we were soulmates. I believed it. We moved to Richmond a few years later. I built my business, finally had steady income, even hired a small team. Evan stopped teaching yoga and started some online coaching thing. Said he wanted to help people find their inner peace. He still taught 1 or 2 classes a week, but mostly, he was home. Then things changed last fall. He started talking about how burned out he felt. He said being online all the time made him anxious and numb. He wanted to try something called a digital detox. No phone, no laptop, no social media. Just books, journaling, and silence. I thought it was healthy. Brave even. He said he was going to stay at a friend's cabin in Floyd County. No signal, no internet, just trees and quiet. He kissed me goodbye, promised to write in his journal every day, and told me he'd come back clear-headed. I believed him. The first few days felt okay. I got back to work, made dinner, played with our cat Marley, and tried to enjoy the quiet. I missed him, but I figured he needed space. He said it was important. And I trusted him. Then, a week in, I got a DM on Instagram. It was from a woman named Alana. I didn't recognize her. Her profile looked real. A few yoga photos, a couple selfies, inspirational quotes. She sent one sentence that made my stomach twist. "Just so you know, he's been messaging me on a secret account." I didn't answer at first. I thought maybe she had the wrong person. But then she sent screenshots. He was using a burner account. A fake Instagram under the name Kayla.t.heart. That's my maiden name. He used my old last name to flirt with strangers. There were dozens of messages. "Your spirit is beautiful. I've been going through something big. I feel so safe talking to you. I'm still technically married, but we've grown apart. I'm emotionally single." He sent her a photo of himself in a tank top, holding a mug I gave him for our anniversary. He told her I was needy. Controlling. That I drained him. She said they met through a Facebook mindfulness group. He was using a different burner there. They talked for weeks. He was charming. Intense. Said he was healing from emotional trauma. Said I was part of that trauma. He told her he couldn't video chat. Bad reception. Too much energy. Lies. She only found out the truth when she saw him tagged in an old yoga post. She Googled his name. Found our wedding photos. Found me. She said she felt sick. That she had no idea. She apologized over and over. And I just sat there, staring at my phone. My husband was off, cleansing his spirit, while lying to strangers about our marriage. While pretending to be someone else. Using my name. I zoomed in on one of the photos he sent her. There was a reflection in his sunglasses, our home office. Not the cabin. The same old paint, same plant on the shelf, same desk. He never left. I lost it. I spent the next day gathering every screenshot. Every lie. I printed them out at the FedEx store. 8x10s, some in color. Some in bold letters. I taped them to the walls. One by one. Living room. Bedroom. Bathroom. Kitchen. Even the hallway. I made sure no matter where he looked, he'd see what he did. When he walked in 4 days later, holding his duffel bag like he just got back from war, he smiled like nothing was wrong. He looked around, confused. What's all this? I looked him in the eye. A manifestation board. Of the divorce you deserve. He stood there frozen, still gripping his bag like he hadn't just walked into a crime scene made out of his own lies. What the hell is this? He asked again, softer this time. Like he already knew, but didn't want to believe it. I didn't answer. I let the silence fill the room. Let his eyes dart from one screenshot to another. One had his message saying, "She doesn't get me like you do." Another had the nude he sent with some dumb caption about vulnerability. He dropped the bag. "Kayla, it's not what it looks like." I laughed. Hard. The kind of laugh you only hear when someone's past caring. Oh? You were pretending to be me while telling some random woman that your wife's emotionally abusive. So do tell, what is it then? He walked in slow. Stared at the wall like he was trying to count the lies. It was just, talking. That's all. I didn't meet her. I didn't sleep with her. Oh, you want a trophy for not cheating in person? I snapped. You lied, Evan. You never even left. You said you were at the cabin. You were right here the whole time. He looked down. Didn't deny it. That pissed me off even more. You said you were cleansing. You said you needed to heal. And the whole time you were just in this damn house, talking to strangers online and blaming me for everything. He tried to speak. I wasn't done. Do you even know how messed up it is to use my name? My maiden name? You made this whole fake life. And dragged me into it. Without my knowledge. He finally sat on the couch, hands on his head. I didn't know how to tell you. I felt stuck. Like I wasn't myself anymore. I stared at him. So you thought lying to me would fix that? He didn't answer. Then he tried turning it around. You've changed too, Kayla. You've got your business now, your clients, your team. You're always working. I barely see you anymore. So this is my fault now? I'm saying we drifted. I didn't mean to hurt you. I felt invisible. No, I said cold. You didn't feel invisible. You wanted attention without responsibility. And when I wasn't there to feed your ego 24/7, you found someone else who would. And instead of dealing with that like an adult, you lied, played victim, and made me the villain in some fantasy you spun for strangers. He finally got quiet. The weight of it all must have landed. But I wasn't done digging. How many others were there? I asked. He hesitated. That told me everything. How many, Evan? I don't know. He said it like a whisper. You don't know? I repeated. I felt my whole body go still. So this wasn't just one mistake. This was a whole lifestyle. He nodded slowly. I thought I was just talking. That it wasn't cheating. I told myself I wasn't doing anything wrong. But you were. I walked toward him, stood over him. You were using my name. You made me part of your lie without asking. You didn't just cheat on me. You used me. He tried crying then. That fake, soft sob he used to pull out when he needed sympathy. But I just stared. I let him cry. I wasn't reaching for tissues. Then he asked the dumbest question he could have asked. Can we fix this? I didn't answer. I walked to the kitchen. Grabbed a box I'd packed already. Tossed it at his feet. You've got until tomorrow to get your stuff out. After that, I changed the locks. He stayed on the couch for a long time. Box at his feet. Face in his hands. I didn't feel bad. I didn't feel much of anything, honestly. Just tired. But underneath that, a slow burn was starting. Because something still didn't sit right. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about the timeline. The lies. The fake account. The name. My name. And then something clicked. Why my name? Why not just something random? I got out of bed, went to my office, and opened up my old files. The ones from when I started my business, before I changed the branding, before I got married, back when everything still had Kayla heart designs on it. I pulled up an old invoice template. Guess what I found? The email address he used for that burner account? Kayla.t.heart1986@gmail.com, almost exactly what I used to use when I was freelancing years ago. I froze. It wasn't just a fake account. It was my old identity. He recreated me. I logged into one of the old platforms I hadn't used in years, an old freelance art board. He'd been posting on it under my name. Responding to clients. Messaging people. Acting like he was me. My hand started shaking. This wasn't just cheating. This wasn't just some emotional affair with women who liked crystals and breathwork. This was something else entirely. I checked the messages. There were invoices. Paid ones. Clients sent money to PayPal. I clicked the name on the payment confirmations. E.S. Hart. He opened a business PayPal under my name. He'd been doing freelance work using my brand. And getting paid for it. My brain went numb. I grabbed my phone, took screenshots of everything. I sent it all to my business email. Then I printed every single thing. I was going to call my lawyer. First thing in the morning. But I wasn't done yet. I remembered Alana had said he'd mentioned talking to other women in the group. I went back to her messages. Asked her if he'd ever talked about clients. Or branding work. She replied within minutes. Yeah. He said he was a design consultant. Said he helped women grow their small businesses. He offered to look over my website and rebrand it for free. She sent me the mock-ups. They were mine. My layout. My exact style. My color palette. Even my fonts. He'd taken files from my private folders. From my hard drive. He'd stolen my work. Repackaged it. And used it to seduce women. He was using my talent to make himself look like some kind of spiritual business guru. I was shaking. Not just from anger now, but from the realization that this wasn't just emotional cheating or identity theft. It was financial fraud. I walked into the living room. He was asleep on the couch, curled up under the throw blanket I bought last Christmas. The box of his things still unopened. I didn't wake him. I just stood there for a long time and stared. The man sleeping on my couch had used my name, my business, my art, my life, to build a fantasy where he got to be the wise, soulful healer who saved broken women. And he never thought I'd find out. I didn't sleep that night. I sat at the kitchen table with a legal pad, writing out everything I needed to do. Not just emotionally, but legally. I wasn't going to just cry and yell and let it fade. I was going to make sure Evan felt it. Every lie, every stolen moment, every stolen dollar. By 7 a.m., I was on the phone with my lawyer, Trina. I told her everything. The burner accounts, the fake business profile, the stolen clients, the invoices, the identity theft. She didn't even hesitate. You have enough to sue him into the ground. You also need to call the IRS. I blinked. The IRS? He's making money using your name. If you didn't report it, it's fraud. And if he did report it under your name, then he committed tax fraud in your name. Either way, you need to get ahead of it. I hung up, hands clammy. I hadn't even thought about taxes. By noon, I'd made copies of everything and filed a police report. I didn't care if it went to court. I didn't care if people said I was overreacting. This wasn't just a bad marriage. He used my life as his mask. And I had no idea who had seen it. At 5:17 p.m., Evan finally woke up. He walked into the kitchen looking groggy, rubbing his eyes. Hey, what time is it? I didn't say a word. I slid the stack of printed emails and payment logs across the table. He flipped through the first few pages, then froze. You went into my accounts? No, I said. I went into mine. You just stole them. His face turned pale. You're blowing this out of proportion. I was just trying to keep things afloat. You've been so busy, and, stop. I stood up. You used my files. My clients. You offered my work to women you were trying to sleep with. You made money off it. You even pretended to be me. He didn't deny it. That's when I knew I had him. I told him I'd contacted a lawyer. That I'd reported everything. That I was filing for divorce, and that he should probably start looking for a new place to live, and a criminal defense attorney. He broke then. Started pacing. Begging. Kayla, please. Don't do this. I'll fix it. I'll give you the money. I'll shut everything down. We can work this out. Please don't ruin my life. You already did, I said. You just didn't expect consequences. He tried guilt. You're really gonna destroy me over a mistake? I snapped. A mistake is forgetting an anniversary. A mistake is sending a drunk text. You ran a fake business. Lied to women. Used my identity. You committed crimes. And you did it while pretending to be this peaceful, spiritual man. You are a fraud, Evan. He fell to his knees. That used to mean something. Used to break me. Now I just walked past him. The fallout came fast. The police didn't arrest him right away, but they opened an investigation. Trina helped me file for divorce and freeze all our shared accounts. I got full control of the business, since I was the legal owner and the only one who had ever done the actual work. 3 weeks later, I got a call from one of his clients. A woman he'd offered free branding energy consultations to. She was confused when he stopped answering. I told her the truth. She cried. Turned out, he'd promised her a website. Took her deposit. Ghosted her. She filed a complaint too. He tried moving in with one of the women he'd flirted with online. She blocked him after Alana and I sent her the receipts. I didn't hold back. I sent everything to every woman I found in his inbox. I gave them the truth. One of them told me, he always talked like he was too wise for drama. Guess we were the drama he caused. I laughed for a long time after that. It's been 6 months. The divorce is final. The investigation's still open. Evan tried to disappear out west, but he couldn't get far. Trina made sure of that. He's being audited now, and there's a good chance he'll owe more than he ever made off my work. I changed my business name again. This time something that has nothing to do with my real name. I built new branding from scratch. I'm not letting anyone take my identity again. People ask me sometimes if I miss him. No. I miss the version of him I thought existed. But that version was never real. Just like the burner account. Just like the spiritual garbage he sold people. I don't believe in soulmates anymore. But I do believe in consequences. And Evan? He's living his consequences now. And I'm finally free.